Throughout our history, what has the world been plagued with? Diseases? Okay, true, but that's not the answer. War? Okay, that's also true, but it's not the answer. Taxes?
Them pockets.
Okay, you almost got me there, but the real answer is hot takes. And while sometimes they may not be good, most of the time, they're also just not good. They're so terrible that they need to be exposed to the world in hopes that we can live another day without listening to another one that makes us want to run and hide. In my last Hot Takes video, I took to Reddit, a platform harboring the most controversial opinions, and asked for the hot takes of users on r/Minecraft. But after this, I wanted to see some of the more popular threads that were posted, at least somewhat recently. And that's where I found one from about 9 months ago with 1.4k comments. That's a lot of hot takes. And let me tell you, some of the takes that I found made me stop in place and think, what in the world am I reading? Before we get into our discussion, if you end up enjoying the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, it's much appreciated. With that out of the way, let's begin. We don't need new biomes, we need to update existing ones. Well, I don't know about Minecraft not needing new biomes, that would be pretty nice. I can agree that they could update the already existing biomes to make them more unique and distinct from one another, at least from a structure standpoint. A lot of the times when I'm traveling around in a Minecraft world, unless I'm going from like a plains into a snowy taiga, I don't encounter any distinct characteristics that drastically affect my experience as I travel between biomes. If I travel from a taiga biome to a dark forest, some of the differences is that the taiga biome has spruce trees, the dark forest has dark oak trees, the taiga has smaller animal variants such as foxes and rabbits, while the dark forest has the typical sheep, chickens, pigs, and cows. Now the biggest difference between the two that affects how I engage with the environment is the pillager outpost that can spawn in the taiga, and the woodland mansions that can spawn in the dark forest. With the desire to possibly gain new items and the fear from dying from the hostile mobs inside, I feel much more engaged with the environment. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a structure with hostile mobs, just anything random that invites questioning and the desire to explore it. I want there to be more to biomes than just new building blocks and animals that I really have no desire to interact with. Like, what am I going to do when I encounter a fox in the wild, outside of watching them harass chickens and rabbits all day long? What do you think I am? A sadist? As an example, I think the Pale Garden is a pretty good atmospheric environment, though there isn't an incredible amount of things to be found there outside of the creaking, but that in of itself provides an eerie feeling as you trek throughout the garden. I like keep inventory. I feel like if you went up to random Minecraft players and asked them if they thought keep inventory is cheating or not, you'd get pretty split answers, probably leaning towards the side of yes. Do I think keep inventory is cheating? Technically, yes, but personally, not really. I feel like Minecraft is a game that is all about stylized personal preference. Some people prefer playing hardcore due to its higher stakes because of its one life mechanic. Some prefer a somewhat challenging experience where they have unlimited lives, but still have the risk of losing their items throughout their playthrough. And finally, we have those who are looking to play casually without the stress that dying and losing your inventory provides. Some players like playing the game without the threat of survival, but the ability to expand their world through different builds and projects, with the risk of loss being more of a hindrance to enjoyable gameplay. Do I personally use keep inventory? No, but I can understand those who do. After Mojang creates a proper end update, they need to dial back on every major update being oriented towards the overworld. It's been getting over 90% of the game's content by now, and the other two dimensions are still seriously lagging behind in terms of complexity and content. The overworld is the main area of the game, so Mojang throws in random things for it in pretty much every update, whereas with the other two dimensions, them getting anything at all is so monumental. Seeing as Minecraft is fictional, it would be better to allocate custom biome ideas like the Pale Garden to the other two dimensions. Most of us wanted that to be an end biome anyways. I don't think the Nether should have even close to the uniqueness that the overworld has, not even in the slightest. In Java Edition, there are 53 biomes in the overworld and 5 in the Nether. Let's just say we get around 40% of the amount of biomes in the overworld into the Nether. That's about 21 different biomes in the Nether. Whether we need that or not is another discussion, but like you said in your comment, the overworld is the main area of the game, hence why it is the most populated. I think it would be cool for the Nether in the end to have more biomes, but even just 1, 2, or 3 biomes added to either of them would be enough in my opinion. Being on par with the overworld would kind of be insane. This might not even be a hot take, but Mojang has implemented many new features poorly. The puzzle pieces do not fit together well with many of them. New mobs are added that serve exclusively one single niche purpose and are otherwise useless. New structures are implemented with little unique reasons to explore them. Hostile mobs haven't been good additions for a while, etc. I agree with most of this take. Now I'm fine with basically useless mobs added to liven up Minecraft worlds. That's not a problem. I do want more structures that actually make you want to search for them though. I feel like there could be a lot more that can be generated around the map that can force me to stop whatever it is that I'm doing and switch to exploring that new structure. It doesn't have to necessarily be challenging, but perhaps more unique items added to the game that can be found in these newer structures would personally improve my experience when playing survival. And as with different forms of terrain generation, with these structures there could be a variety of ways in which they spawn and different ways to search them, adding layers of mystery and thought-provoking gameplay to the overall experience. I genuinely dislike the Warden, the Deep Dark, and Ancient Cities. To me, they don't fit the vibe or aesthetic of the game very well. I always liked cave sounds and the scary music discs as they added layers of mystery surrounding the scary stuff, but the Warden to me is just pointing at something and saying, "Yep, that's the big scary, be scared." I think they're well done and would be a great feature for a mod or in any other game, but not in vanilla Minecraft. I don't think I know what the aesthetic of Minecraft is, I guess. Some might say it's melancholic, with an almost calming and nostalgic feeling. Some may say the vibe is mysterious, as this take claims. I think a lot of Minecraft hot takes that are related to updates have to do with how they perceive whether an update resonates with Minecraft, or if it's foreign and doesn't fit Minecraft. The Deep Dark is an opportunity for very good loot with the threat of an incredibly powerful mob that protects the site. I don't think we need to look too deep into whether it fits the vibe or not, whatever that means. For some it's scary, for others it's not. I don't think it matters either or. I've always kind of felt like Minecraft is a poorly designed game at its core. I think that the popularity of Minecraft is thanks to the internet and playing the game with friends easily, and that it would have never gotten this far if it had to become popular on its game mechanics, visuals, or sound design, etc. alone. Well, I don't really know what to say about this. I'm not sure a poorly designed game could become one of the most popular games of all time just because it's easy to play the game with friends. And even taking that away, I think many multiplayer games in general thrive off it being available to play with friends, so making a what if about if it could get us successful just off game mechanics alone feels meaningless to me. Minecraft on YouTube has been completely dull and uninteresting for years now. No one does anything original anymore. It's all just copy-paste hardcore YouTubers with the same editing style. Sure, there are always a couple of good ones, but the community has completely fallen off. Yeah, I do feel like overall we're in a phase where, in 2020 to 2021, there were some incredibly popular video ideas that were exploding on YouTube, such as the Minecraft 100 Days challenges, Minecraft Civilization videos, and Minecraft butt content. And as those videos reached their peaks during that time period, as with all things in social media content creation, trends followed and many YouTubers began exploring these newer ideas that were in great demand by Minecraft audiences. No longer were the simple playthroughs the most popular, but now the most popular videos were in doing something grand, something challenging, something over a long period of time, an idea that stuck out to viewers all around YouTube. Now, despite these typical trends having fallen off from their peaks a few years ago, they still get a significant amount of views that keep Minecraft YouTubers in this same space that may be unfavorable to viewers who are looking for something unique and exciting. It's this comfortability due to its still current popularity that allows for creators to continue making these videos, and I think creators are just waiting for the next viral trend to hop on in hopes of further developing their channels. I do, however, think that just because a video is made from a trend doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. You can do amazing and unique things with already done video concepts that make it enjoyable as a viewer, so just keep that in mind. This game needs to stop getting huge content updates and hard focusing on fixing performance issues and bugs. They also need to just cut support for one of the two versions and put all their efforts to making one cohesive playable game that won't just kill at random. Asking for them to fix performance issues and bugs is fair. I think a lot of people would love that. Asking for them to combine both versions into one game, now that's just unreasonable. I mean, there's a reason they're split into two different versions in the first place. I'm not a programmer myself, but Bedrock and Java Edition run on two different programming languages to accommodate for different platforms that don't support the programming language Java. Now, for the actual coders who are more knowledgeable about this who might be watching, please explain if I am wrong, but at this point, both versions of the game are so much different from one another that I can't see many people being satisfied if they were to fuse. Adding fireworks to power the Elytra was a mistake. It breaks immersion and nerfs all other forms of transport. As an Elytra enjoyer, I can't believe you would say this. Well, it doesn't nerf all other forms of transport per se, it just makes them negligible, which can be a problem, yes. Now, I don't think that saying if you don't like it, don't use it works in every argument about additions to the game, because the developers could theoretically add anything they wanted, and that could be your response. Fans of the game are allowed to call out bad additions to the game. Fair. Now, I don't know what immersion we're talking about. I mean, I feel pretty immersed when flying throughout the sky, I don't know about you. But I will say that I do actually think that they're perfectly fine to have and are very useful for grinding materials, building, and overall transportation. And the saying, if you don't like it, don't use it, might actually work in this scenario, because I don't think that this is as game breaking as a lot of people claim that it is. It does not ruin the game, it just accelerates the progress for players who want to play Minecraft in a way opposed to you. The end should have never been added to the game. It gives the fake impression that the game has an ending. It has made players believe that the game ends about when you beat the Ender Dragon, and has likely caused millions of worlds to be lost. Finally, I'm not against chokers or elytras. They are good additions to the game. Add them in some other way. Maybe an overworld structure? So, now we're just saying things. Just saying that the end should not be in the game. First off, I feel like the end dimension in of itself has given players a goal to play the game longer than they likely would have in the first place, in hopes of quote-unquote beating the game. The average Minecraft player in general just has not beaten the Ender Dragon in the first place, and even then they still fall for the 2-week Minecraft phase in which they stop playing Minecraft altogether after they get past a specific point in their world despite not even defeating the Ender Dragon. They just get bored because usually they aren't builders, aren't interested in spending time on these large projects, or simply play it casually for fun. I actually think that the average player doesn't even view Minecraft with the goal of defeating the Ender Dragon, because if they had, I feel like you wouldn't hear so many people telling you about how they've played the game for years, yet never beaten the Ender Dragon, and even more, never been to the end in the first place. How people choose to view advancement in this game is up to them. If they believe that beating the dragon is the end of the game, then they view the game as a linear survival game where there is only one goal: beating the Ender Dragon. Also, do not add elytras somewhere in the overworld. I can't even imagine the outrage. You know how much people hate them already? Making them accessible whenever might start a Minecraft world war, and I'm doing everything in my power not to get drafted if that time comes. The bed is the worst item ever added to this game. Stacking food has made this game incredibly easy. I guess this is the classic Minecraft is too easy argument that is coming from a player that has played Minecraft for years and years. I feel like a lot of these type of claims don't look at the perspective of newer players and forget that it is still difficult for someone starting out to play survival when they don't know about each and every mechanic in the game like more experienced players. Now, if you're from the perspective of wanting it to be more difficult for the more experienced players and you want them to stop catering towards newer players, this is just not the way to go. I saw someone reply to someone saying that this was a bad take, basically stating that digging 3 blocks down and placing a block over your head and waiting for daytime is better, because by not having a bed, you're encouraged to either build a shelter or go out into the night and fight, which is quote-unquote playing Minecraft, as if it's not a sandbox game where you can choose to play how you want. It once again feels like a take that explicitly supports one linear way of playing the game. Some people simply prefer playing throughout the daytime and not continuously fighting the same mobs over and over again until the night cycle is over. For some, it may seem like a hindrance to how they play the game because, like I have implied before, Minecraft does not have to only be about surviving. You could argue that they should just play on peaceful mode then, but just because people sleep through the night does not mean that they want the entire threat of mobs to be eliminated from the world. It doesn't have to be either or. When I sleep through the night, I do that because I find fighting mobs when I'm building something extremely tedious, but when I don't have a set goal, I don't really mind doing it. It's honestly crazy that I have to read a take like this. It's not like we're playing Rust, man. This is literally Minecraft. I think that two versions should be created, one that focuses more on the sandbox and atmosphere style of things, and one that goes more into RPG/fantasy. Something like Minecraft Classic and Minecraft Expanded. The massive inclusiveness and trying to please the entire Minecraft community in one update is near impossible, so make 2 or 3 versions and people can just pick the one they like the most. Developers shouldn't have to step on eggshells with every single edition. Would be awesome if versions like beta were just available for even console players and crossplay as well. I think making multiple types of the same game would just be a bad idea, especially with the already current complaining about the parity between Bedrock and Java, and how Mojang will remove features from Bedrock to make it more similar to Java, but won't do the same vice versa. I am not in the know when it comes to game development, but I would not be surprised at all if this makes trying to please the community even more difficult than before. You might think that if each part of the community has their own type of version, they may be satisfied, but is anyone really ever satisfied with games? Typically not. If there is a problem with one specific version that is not being addressed, yet another problem with another version is being addressed, it would only serve to make players complain more about how one version is being prioritized over the other. Also, with game updates, with different versions of Minecraft, it would just get players dissatisfied with how updates are divided amongst the games. I can't see this idea working out at all. It'd be better for Mojang to stop updating the game altogether. Make a final version tying up loose ends, and let the mod makers carry the torch. Constant updates killed the old modding community, and even now a lot of mods are stuck in 1.12.2, rightfully so because it's pointless to update them to a modern version only to be broken again within a few months. Imagine the amounts of endless content people could experience if Mojang just decided to settle on a version and stop trying to fix the unfixable mess that is Java, feeding players crumbs of content that can easily be explored within an hour, and instead let more talented people figure it out. Reading this comment was just like, wow, what a take. I had to take a step back for a minute and think about what it was that I just read. Perhaps if I think about it more, I would agree. Perhaps this person has opened their third eye, viewing Minecraft from a lens us common folk could not understand. A novel view that only higher beings could see and truly understand. A view that could lead us towards enlightenment. No, not at all. I just think that this is the best way to possibly kill the community. I think one of the best ways to keep a large and thriving community on a game is by providing new life into its base game. Let's just put aside the fact that this requires all players who want to experience more content and don't use mods to now have to learn how to mod their game, even if you say that it's easy, and rely on a small subsection of the community to lead their game in the direction that they want. This just results in much smaller dev teams that have so much less control over the Minecraft client itself, which is a large reason why people were so excited for Hytale, slower responses to bug fixes, more bugs in general, extreme amounts of pressure from the community to carry on their game with fans looking for them to do this for free, and I personally feel like a lot of Minecraft mods and especially mod packs can be incredibly overwhelming in the amount of content that it adds to the game. I like the cycle of updates slowly adding on to the game, and you feel the overall progression as you play over the years, rather than adding an entire mod pack that adds 300 new bosses, 10 new dimensions, 2,000 new crafting recipes, and completely overloads my PC. If this ever happened, like many other games, there would still be a community of people that enjoy modding the game, and I think that the community would especially thrive, but from an overall standpoint, I think this would just give the majority of players a reason not to play Minecraft altogether. Well, we have reached the end. I don't know if I'm gonna do another video exactly like this, because reading some of these takes, especially ones not in this video, kind of hurt my brain, but if enough people enjoy this video, I may reconsider. And I might just do something around Minecraft, but not especially about it itself, like maybe something about Minecraft YouTubers and looking to see on Reddit how people perceive them and what they want changed. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.